friends, welcome back to A Good Life Farm. Today I'm going to talk to you about DIY cleaning supplies. I recently had a subscriber ask me a question about making your own cleaning supplies. I believe they asked me if I make my own or not, and I do make a lot of them. There are some things that I don't make. For instance, I do use Blue Dawn dish soap for washing my dishes. I used to use natural varieties and everything, but when we moved out here to the homestead, Blue Dawn dish soap has a lot of great purposes. And I decided that to make sure I always have it on hand for those emergency situations where you need it, such as when your dog has a run-in with a skunk, I figured if I just use it for washing dishes, then I'll always have it here. And so that is one of the commercial cleaning supplies that I do use. However, there are a variety that I make myself. And one of those is my own laundry soap mixture. I'm pretty sure I have a video all about that. I'll find that and put a link down below. It's a really old video. I am actually going to be making another batch here pretty soon, and so I'll film it when I do. But there is an article on my website all about it as well, and I'll link that in the information below this video. There's a couple great things about making your own cleaning supplies. Number one is you know what is in them for the most part, and you're going to reduce the amount of chemicals that you are bringing into your home. And another great thing about DIY cleaners is they usually cost you pennies in comparison to commercially made ones. For instance, if you think about all of those lovely fragranced foaming soaps that you get at the specialty stores and how expensive they are, I can mix up my own. This is a foaming jar lid. I got it for a couple bucks on Amazon, and this takes your regular liquidy soap that you have down here, and it actually foams it so that you get that foaming action like you do from those fancy soaps, except this soap is way cheaper to make. It uses Castile soap, water, and essential oils, and you can change up the essential oils. You can change it by the season, whether it's in the kitchen or the bathroom. You know, I love to use citrusy sorts of fragrances here in the kitchen because they're very fresh, and things like lemon help get the garlic smell off of your hands. I have a tutorial on this one specifically. I'll put a link to that down below as well. And then there's fabric freshener. This is my own version here, of course. There's a popular store brand called Febreze. I've never been a humongous fan of them. I think they all kind of smell a little weird. But I saw an article not too long ago about some very questionable ingredients that were in those. But I just make my own. And again, I can change up the fragrance that goes in here depending upon what time of year it is. You know, if it's the winter time, I might use things like cinnamon and just kind of warm fragrances. In the springtime, I like to do a mixture of citrus and peppermint because it's a very fresh smell. I have an article about this on my website. I'll put a link to that down below. I don't remember if I did a video for that one or not. If I did, I'll put it in a card up here. But going back to the economical factor of it, one of my favorite cleaning supplies, bar none, is vinegar. Plain Jane white vinegar. I use it for everything. I put it in my carpet shampooer. I use it to mop with when I use a regular mop. And when you are cooking and you use lemons or oranges or grapefruits or limes, anything citrus, and you've squeezed out the limes, or say you just have the peels left, save those. Put them in a jar of white vinegar. Stick this vinegar someplace where you're going to see it periodically. I like to keep it in the laundry room. and every so often give it a shake. And after a few weeks, your white vinegar is going to start turning darker. It's going to take on the color of the fruit that you put in here. As you can see, this has become very yellow. It is just about ready. This vinegar has now been infused with lemon. And so now any cleaning supply that I would make that uses vinegar, like my glass and surface cleaner, is now going to have the fragrance of lemon. And so I don't have to spend anything else. I don't have to use essential oils because I've made my own lemon vinegar, and this is a great tool for cleaning. You're taking something that might have been garbage and turning it into something else. And besides just citrus, you can use other things. This one here is lemon and rosemary, and this one's a little bit newer. You can see the vinegar isn't quite as dark. This one's only a couple of weeks old, but this one will have that nice, clean rosemary smell as well. And you can use all sorts of herbs. You can use sage, you can use thyme, you can use pine needles from the tree. There's all sorts of things that you can do to make your own cleaning vinegars very inexpensively. Now, a lot of cleaning sprays that you make, whatever they are, may use some sort of alcohol, something that's going to evaporate quickly. A lot of times you may use witch hazel, but there's a lot of cleaning recipes that are a little flexible, and when it comes to what you're going to use, I like to go economical. Witch hazel is great, but ounce per ounce, vodka is better. Vodka is going to cost you a little bit less per ounce than a bottle of witch hazel would. So if you're trying to save money, go to the liquor store. It'll come in handy. So I mentioned my glass and surface spray. I love this stuff. It is so inexpensive to make, and it works really well. It even gets the doggy nose art off of my glass really easily, and I use it for a ton of things. I use it for cleaning the glass. I use it as an all-purpose just surface spray, cleaning my counters, cleaning like the cabinet doors, spots on the floor, you know, something gets spilled. I'll use it in a pinch for cleaning up a spot on the carpet. Just spray it down, saturate it with this, and it comes clean really easily. And I keep a bottle of this in each of my bathrooms. That way I've got it handy to just clean the mirror and the counter and all the surfaces in there very quickly. And right now I'm going to make up another bottle of this. And like I said, it is so easy to make, and you're going to see it's very inexpensive as well. Now, I purchased a case of these little spray bottles, but you don't even need something like this. But you can reuse a spray bottle from something else. You can buy those big plastic ones cheap at the grocery store or the hardware store, any kind of spray bottle. Now, this one is a 16-ounce bottle, and so you're just going to kind of adjust for the size of your bottle as to how much you're going to use. So in my 16-ounce bottle here, bring it down just a little bit. So in this, I'm going to add in about 3 tablespoons of plain white vinegar. And for this, you could also use your citrus vinegar that you have made. And I'm not going to measure this, I'm just going to eyeball it. Now, when you're using your vinegars like this lemon in a spray bottle, you do want to put this through something to filter out all of the pieces. That way they don't clog up your spray nozzle. You can run it through some cheesecloth or some like a muslin jelly bag or even a coffee filter if you want. You just want to get all the pieces out of there when you're using it in a spray bottle. Let's see, that's about 3 tablespoons. And this doesn't have to be super exact, just about. And now I'm going to add in just a couple of drops of Castile soap. And I buy Castile soap in the great big bottles, but I like to keep one of these little bitty ones on hand just because it makes it super easy to just measure out a couple of drops. And for a 16-ounce bottle, I'm going to put about 5 or 6 drops of the Castile soap in here. All right. And then I'm going to fill this the rest of the way up with water. And that is it. You really cannot get any easier than that. And like I said, this spray works so incredibly well. I've been using this for years and years, and I don't buy any of the store-made glass cleaners or surface cleaners or anything like that. This is my all-purpose cleaning spray, and you saw how little this actually uses. Just a couple of drops of the Castile soap, a little bit of vinegar, and water. This is pennies to make, especially if you're repurposing or recycling a spray bottle from something else. So that is how you make my all-purpose cleaning spray, glass and surface spray. I do have an article about this on my website, so if you ever want to reference it, I'll put a link to that down below where you can save it on Pinterest. And come back next week, I'm going to show you how to make your own linen spray for your pillow and bedding. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me here again in Homestead Kitchen. My name is Constance at A Good Life Farm, and I'll talk to y'all next time.